Hello everyone, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another video for Vanguard Zero. The shutdown arc continues. I just came back from looking up symptoms of overhydration just to make sure I'm not overhydrating myself, and I appear to be good. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but I was wondering, just in case. Anything? The card fight just started, Aichi. Did I just leave the game up too long without doing anything? I think the answer is yes. I can't do anything, so yeah, I did leave it up quite a while. Alright, give me a second. I'll reload the I'll reload the game, and the problem will be fixed shortly. Considering this is a speed run, I don't want to be overly concerned with quality because that's dangerous during a speed run. I do realize that I could have covered some of this content better, but I hope it's still enjoyable in its present form. And I hope that my videos are still decent enough, even though these are a bit rushed because of the fact this is a shutdown arc, and we are quickly approaching the closure of Vanguard Zero, which is unfortunate, but I mean, things are what they are. Wait a minute. Did okay. I remembered to turn off the sound. Good. I sometimes worry that I'll forget to do that, and then I'll just have to start over from scratch. I'm not going to try to risk myself with copyright problems. I don't think I understand copyright well enough. I don't even think I understand fair use well enough, to be honest. And I'm just being upfront here that I don't really think I understand a lot about what it comes. I wish I understood the law better, you know? I feel like I'm going to do something stupid at some point because I don't understand certain things. Although, fortunately, the most serious of laws I'm definitely not going to break. Yeah, it would be pretty weird if I suddenly got arrested for murder, because I don't think I'm going to go that far ever. That's why I don't have a driver's license. Because I feel like I'd be arrested for manslaughter. And that is one concern, though another concern is I'd just end up destroying myself entirely. And I'd like to live, thanks. And that's why I'd like the United States to let me keep my medication. And because I'd be very unstable without it. I don't even know what that means anymore because I've been taking medication for so long. And I caught my symptoms of depression early enough to get back on medication. Yes, for a while I wasn't on medication for depression. Why? Because weird shit happens. My brain is weird. Hormones are weird. Being a human is weird. Life is weird. Like, listen, guys, I'm not an exception. I know that everyone has their own variety of weird when it comes to being alive. It's not like I'm the only person. But it was weird when my medication wasn't working the way it was supposed to be. Anything? Feels normal so far. I mean, the main thing that just drives me nuts is I just don't really understand. Like, there was this physical sensation that something was wrong. Like, something was actually blocking my medication from being effective. And that's the main reason I stopped taking medication for depression. But once my teenage years fully came to a close, I developed symptoms of depression. I caught them before they were super severe, and got put on medication, which is good. But now that means I don't know what I'm like at my worst, and that's terrifying. And so in case anyone thinks comparing myself to Yubel is extreme, the answer is yes, it is, but also you don't know what I'm like at my worst because I don't know. You don't remember playing with the Ghost Paladins? No, nope. As far as I'm concerned, these are completely new units. Forgive me if I mess up. Let's keep going. I'll give it a shot. Anyway, where was I? You sound nervous, but you wouldn't be able to tell by the way you're playing today. You sound nervous, but you wouldn't be able to tell by the way you're playing today. Well, IG does know how to read, so, that helps a lot, I'm sure. So let me see. I was talking about medication, and then just me. Yeah, I don't know what I'm like at my worst. Although it does make me very uncomfortable to compare myself to someone that was basically toxic for most of their screen time. I know that's bad, and I know I probably shouldn't be doing that, but I mean, I did make a friend uncomfortable before I got put on medication for anxiety. I was pretty toxic. I felt like I was. And I don't think that's just my imagination, so I'm going to go off on a limb here and say that I would be very toxic without my medication. And I do remember that I was kind of toxic without being put on depression medication as well. Like, my ex and I, we were both toxic in that relationship. It wasn't just him. I played a role too in the fact it was toxic. But I wasn't toxic as long as he was, and I also got better, so there's that. The way Kai commands this new Narukami clan of his, it's so natural for him. No wonder he hasn't noticed. I think he just knows how to play the game. Just look at a clan's cards, and read what they do, and eventually you get better at using them. I ride, Knight of Superior Skills. Okay, you know what? Anyway. Is everything okay? No, never mind. Just keep going. Yeah, I mean, when you've played something enough, you generally know what to do. And if you remember that you've never played anything else, then of course you're going to know what you're doing. And in Aichi's case, I think that he needs to learn how to play a different plan. If his current one is unavailable, just pick something else. It's fine, IG. I understand you're nervous about playing with the Gold Paladins. You don't really seem like yourself. Look, I don't have the same problem. I remember the years I've spent training with this deck. Let me show you what I can do. I mean, I know what I said, and it basically amounts to this. I can read a card, I can generally do whatever. When I'm forced to play a deck, I can generally play it. Although Shun was a very special exception because his cards were, I felt like his were just especially difficult to use. Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion? Is this his new signature unit? What is Narukami's thing? I can't remember. I won't take it easy on you, Aichi. I may be forced to play this, but that doesn't mean I can't win this. And that's generally the case when it comes to any event or any forced anything. If I have to do something, sometimes I can generally do it. When it comes to a card fight, I can do that too, especially. I think there are very few clans I can't use. But you can generally tell that there are clans I'm better at using compared to other ones. And this is especially the case when it comes to dueling. Like I just pointed out. Okay, now I won with that like it was no big deal because, well, it's the beginning of the season, number one. And number two, I can still play with basically anything. Though if it's awkward, you're probably going to notice. You may not have noticed that because IT was, well, IT. He doesn't feel like... Well, I just know when I'm not natural with a deck of cards. Which is why I keep going back to the same decks over and over because I feel like they're more natural for me. And that's why I'm still playing the same deck over and over in Duel Links. Because it just feels more natural to stay with that deck. It's just how natural now. It's just natural now. It's also kind of weird that that's natural for me. But it is what it is. Okay, I don't remember what Narukami's thing is, so... Whatever it is, I guess I'll find out later. Later meaning whatever... I don't know what later means in this context. Listen, Aichi. You and I have a lot to do if we want to figure this thing out. Okay? Huh? While we were playing, I got this really strange feeling at certain points. I get it. The decks we're both using, they're not the same ones that we used to have. Finally, I'm so glad you can see it too. Yes, but next, we need to discover who did this. And more importantly, we need to understand why they did it. Welcome to the Vanguard Fight Circuit! Better known as the VS Circuit, if you prefer. I prefer the Asia Circuit, thanks. It's a tournament where representatives from all over the world gather to prove they've got what it takes. And now, a word from our sponsor. Wow! The Vanguard Fight Circuit. Whoever wins will set themselves apart from every other card fighter on the planet Earth. Your specified Earth? You're not from Earth then, are you? The Vanguard Fight Circuit. Whoever wins will set themselves apart from every other card fighter on the planet Earth. And I specified my Earth and his... I differentiated this Earth from the Earth in Vanguard, and that makes me feel weird because I'm still on Earth and they're still on Earth, and it's like... Dude, it's just complicated. It gets worse when I write, by the way. You don't want to know what that means. The VS Circuit is turning Cray into a whole new battlefield. In this harsh landscape, it's winner take all. You sound like you're from Cray, dude. What was that about? It's him. That weird kid. I battled him at the card shop. The next thing I knew, my deck was gone and I had the gold paladins. You're kidding me. It's a winner-take-all event, huh? Count me in. Seriously? Think about it. The only person who knows what happened to us is gonna be at that tournament. And that kid is going to have some explaining to do. Yeah, but how do we... Do you need to get an invitation or what? If you're gonna go, then you'll find a way. Hang on, Kai. IT, the only thing I care about is getting myself on the VF circuit. You probably won't make it without your favorite deck. But who knows, maybe our paths will cross. I'll get myself there. You'll see. The strongest fighters in the world. I get it, but what am I supposed to do? Hey everyone. There you are. Way to take your time, man. This is nuts. IT, you're not gonna believe it. Am I missing something here? Look here. Team Q4 just received an invitation. That symbol looks just like the one from That symbol looks just like the one from the Vanguard Fight Circuit. Eh? So pack your bags and broaden your horizons. This team's going international. No way, you're kidding. And just like that, they're off. And now, you may be wondering what my issue with this season is, and it's really simple. You really can remove a good portion of the content in this season, and basically nothing would be, it basically wouldn't have to exist. A bunch of content is just not necessary, and you'll understand as we progress through this. Now, if you've already seen this season, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, then I'll walk you through the steps, and you'll soon understand that a lot of content in this season didn't have to exist. In fact, I think this is one of the only times where I'd say that a 13 episode structure might actually work for a season like this. Yes, I'm arguing that 13 episodes would probably have been enough for this season. And that's probably being very generous. Alright, give me a second. There's a card fight here, but I have to win using Gold Paladin. Gold Paladin. It's one of my weakest clans. Actually, I'm being told that's not true. Why? Okay, fine. I guess I have had my time with those. It's not necessarily my weakest, obviously. I did say that I built it, and yes, I did build it for a reason. I mean, it's because a lot of people were using it, but, I mean, I don't think I built it entirely the way that everyone else did. I think I needed 4 Blaster Blade Liberators, and I don't think I've got 4 of those. I'm actually curious. Do I actually have 4 of those, and I just forgot? No. Let's just not right now, okay? I can check this shit off screen. I just know I haven't been playing this game as much as I wish I did. Yeah, now that it's almost done, I wish I played it more. Yeah, well, things happen. And to be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of good content that will come from this. At least I know I'm not going to overhydrate myself. Because I think that I pretty much, I think I'm immune to that just based on my own gag reflex. It's over-exaggerated. My gag reflex, if I start talking about it, I might actually feel like I'm going to gag, so I better not. The Vanguard Fight Circuit. Amazing, right? And these invitations aren't exactly easy to come by. This event is my only chance to see that kid again. The missing clans. These new decks. The answers were just out of reach. Until this happened. I won't pass up the chance to compete at the Vanguard Fight Circuit. With that kind of enthusiasm, you can be our captain. This competition is only open to groups of 3, so we won't have any alternates. I know who we need for the other spots. Well, according to the invitation, we're only required to have 1 returning member from Team Q4. Who cares? The last 2 spots could be filled by anyone. It's your choice. This is tough. Well, Kai made it easier for you, IT. And I assume this is where he's going to make it easier for him. There you are! I want you to come to the Vanguard Fight Circuit with me. Oh, this isn't Kai. This is Misaki. Oh, I take it you saw the invitation then. Shin must have mentioned that you're allowed to pick your own teammates this time. You don't need me. Actually, yes he does. But I think he actually has to fight for her. I think it takes a while for her to be convinced. Come on, Misaki. Actually, wait a minute. Is this really... I might be thinking about next season. Or maybe both seasons. I don't know. This season is basically not that great. Although I really hate saying that because one of my favorite characters in this franchise makes their debut in this season. And I'm just like, you know, if I burp, I'm not going to say excuse me for that because I don't think it's as rude as people think. And also, you're not in the room with me, so you don't. I'm gonna be as rude as I want. But why do I have to say excuse me for something that's completely natural? All humans burp, okay? All humans fart as well. Although I understand why you say excuse me for that. But you're not in the room with me, so if I fart, that doesn't mean anything to you. Come on, Misaki, you're a really good friend, and besides, we won the national tournament together. Please say you'll come. I can't say no if you're gonna beg me. Okay, she agreed. This is gonna be so fun. For the last spot, the team won't be complete unless we have Kamui. I'm not so sure about Kamui. Convincing him won't be easy. Oh. Maybe I was thinking about Kamui then. Maybe I was thinking about Kamui. He did come to mind as someone... Okay. But seriously, Misaki is going to be difficult to convince at some point. But then I remembered, wait a minute, wasn't there some conflict regarding that? And that's when I realized I don't think it's this season. Lately he's been spending all his time at Shop Handsome. Why? Does he want to go insane? Well, if that's the case, I guess I'm paying them a visit. Okay, he's paying them a visit. Hold on a second. Guys, while Aichi is out of the card shop, and he goes on his way to, Card Shop Handsome, I'm going to wrap up the video, and I'll be back for the stride over there. I'm not going to bother looking up definitions, but I hope that word is stride over there. Is that... Did I use that word correctly? I'm going to come back after I've looked that word up.